Well, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very warm welcome to the YouTube channel of Love Audio Production. My name is Paul Webber, and despite the technical issues in setting up tonight's stream, we are here 4 minutes into it. Thank goodness for that. I'll tell you what, let's get started, shall we? You wouldn't believe the problems I've had tonight to set this up. Not only did Windows decide to do an update, but my software for the main mixer decided it was time for an update, and of course that takes ages. Now I've done it, the software I wanted to show you with regards to the microphone settings is now kind of greyed out. What? I know, I'm going to show you that in just a second. Hang on, let me just move this over to the other screen. So I've got some room over here, and I'm going to show you the desktop, which is on this button here, and the software I'm talking about is this. Now it's all greyed out, and I don't know why, but you can see things moving on the screen, which is a good sign. The problem I have is that what I wanted to show you isn't showing up as nice and clear, and I don't know why, and it's only because this thing is updated. But let's go through what we're going to be trying to go through anyway, okay, through this evening. First of all, what I wanted to do was just say hi to a few people. First of all, hi to Rich Vibes. It says, okay, so I run a Sennheiser mic directly to a DDJ 1000 running straight to a Mac with OBS for my streams. What can I do to improve my mic voice? Okay, well, there are a number of things you can do, Rich. You're plugging it straight into a DJ mixer and then going into OBS from the DJ mixer. I guess it's via USB. Is that what you said? Running straight into a Mac. Yeah, okay. So what you need to look at is very simply, if your DJ mixer has got bass, middle and treble, that's where you should start, okay? And just talk to it, you know, do some tests and stuff like that with the headphones on, see how it sounds to you, and obviously try and avoid the popping by getting a pop shield in front of you or a covering like this, and that will cut down any plosives, as we call them, which is when you go with a P or an F. If you did that P or F in front of your hand, you will feel wind hitting your hand. Now the reason for that is it's called a plosive. So when you P, or not when you P, but when you say P or F, then you know you can feel that wind against your hand. And what's happening is this. Just take this off for you. There's a diaphragm in there, a very thin layer of metal, and in this particular case, it's a gold spattered microphone, which is nice. It's probably why microphones are so expensive. But when you talk, this diaphragm vibrates, obviously, and converts the vibrations into electronic signals, which then goes down the wire to your mixing desk and all that kind of stuff. With this particular one, it's 48-volt phantom power. So not only is it sending the audio signal down the line, it's also taking 48 volts from the mixing desk as well. So you've got a kind of two-way thing going on here, and that's what condenser microphones have. They have a 48-volt phantom power supply that's making all this gubbins happen in the tube here. There's a lot of electronics in there. I've not got an electronics degree, so I'm not even going to begin to explain how that works, but you get the idea. So let me put this back on here. I hope that helps, Rich. So yeah, just start with the bass, middle and treble. If it's just bass and treble, then obviously just play around with those EQ knobs, and that's what that is. It's just EQ. EQ stands for equalization, and what you're trying to do is to create a sound, and obviously in a disco environment it's very different because you've got big PA speakers and all that kind of thing that you plug into. But on a live stream, what you're trying to do is get the best sound quality you can to your audience, and obviously you can do that by making sure that the EQ sounds right, making sure the level is right. Don't over modulate, so don't put the gain right up, because that will make it peak, and that won't be good enough either. John, hello to you. John Morley says hi. Thank you very much indeed. Good to know that you're on the stream, John. Thank you for joining us. John's in the UK. Rich is also in the UK, in Exeter. So hello to you guys. Jump on the stream, say hi, and let me know that you're in watching tonight's stream. And if you have any questions about your particular setup, that's what I'm here to help you do, okay? And I've got a tablet with the with the messages on it, so I can see that straight away. Rich says, mine is a dynamic, I think like a normal singing type mic. Yeah, what you've got probably is something similar to this. And this is it's got a long thing on the end of it. That's because I was converting it from an XLR mic to a USB mic. Okay, let me just take that off for you because that's irrelevant in this particular stream. So what you've got is an SM58. This is a really good Shure dynamic microphone. Okay, XLR male on there. So you put a female socket in there, and then it goes to the mixing desk either via a jack, like a 1/4-inch jack, or via an XLR input as well. Okay, so that's very simple, and that's one of the industry standard microphones. On stage, this is the one to go for. Sennheiser is a great make as well, and I think you mentioned that, didn't you? You've got a Sennheiser mic as well, Rich. So those are all both good brands, and you know, whatever you're using, just make sure it works and get the best settings you can out of it. The idea of so I'm just going off mic. The idea of tonight's setup is to let you see what I use and for us to delve into the microphone settings on the mixing desk. Now, I was going to be able to show you that on screen, but for some reason it's greyed out, and I think it's just something to do with the updates that I've just created. So let me see if I can dive into this and move that across so you can see what's going on. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look here. So yours is a dynamic, like a normal singing mic. That's what you said, Rich, wasn't it? Which is cool. Matt Huss is in the house today. He was setting up his new Rodecaster mixing desk a little earlier on, which was a lot of fun, got to say. It was quite interesting to watch Matt set that up. Hi, Matt. Thanks for joining us. Matt's in the USA, 5 hours behind us. What are we now, 8:10? So 7, 8, 5, 6, 5. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Very nice too. Thank you for joining us. I know you're a busy chap, so I'm honoured that you've joined the stream tonight. Thank you. And I'll be joining yours tonight at 2300 hours or 23:58, just before midnight. Just for your interest, if you just joined the stream, by the way, Matt Huss runs a YouTube channel called All Things YouTube. So go onto YouTube, ironically, and search for All Things YouTube. And he gives you tips and hints about how to improve your YouTube stream, your YouTube channel, whether it's uploaded videos, recorded videos, or whether it's a live stream like it is tonight. Matt has got some very, very invaluable, I would say, information, and also you can subscribe to a free course of about 32 videos that he's got on his website channel, which is allthingsyoutube.com. I hope I'm getting that right. Matt will also let me know in the in the chat. Rich says, so do you recommend isolation mic then? I don't know what you mean by that, isolation mic. This is what's called a condenser mic, but that's again for streaming. You can get a cheap enough USB microphone that plugs straight into your computer. You wouldn't have to go through your DJ mixer, but I would probably recommend that you stick with the not condenser, the dynamic microphone that you've already got, Rich, because it seems to be doing the job for you. All you need to do is just kind of tweak those settings, and we're going to dive into the mixer in a second and hopefully show that. Let's have a look here. Matt says, thanks for the plug. No problem at all. I don't know what that emoticon is, or emoji, whatever you call it. But anyway, thanks very much indeed. And Rich says, yes, it is definitely a condenser. So, well, you know, if you're serious about streaming, which I know you are every week, then it's worth investing in a condenser microphone. This one here is the Icon C14 microphone, it's modelled on a very much more expensive microphone, and it was about £89 UK pounds. So it wasn't over expensive, but you know, for a microphone, then it's kind of worth paying a little bit extra if you can afford to do it. All right. Just an aside here, by the way, you'll notice I'm stood up tonight. The reason for that is I'm just fed up with sat down. I just wanted to stand up, and everything eventually is going to be another foot above where it is currently. So I've got the mouse on a mouse mat, which is just here, so I can reach it, and I've got the chat just on this tablet here, so I can send that to the screen as and when I want it. I didn't want it to interrupt what we were doing. So let's just dive into what I'm talking about on the mixing desk itself, if it'll let us do it, right? So what I'm going to do is I've selected desk mic, and I'm going to go into the EQ settings. Now, I'm going to turn the EQ off, and I want you to listen carefully for the difference in sound. Now, I prefer to have a little bit of top end when I'm speaking, because I want that kind of crisp. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I've done on my particular settings. So have a listen to this. I'm going to turn it off now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see how much more duller that is? Do you think that's dull? Does it sound dull to you? I mean, obviously, if you were listening to it for a long time, it wouldn't be so bad because you're not used to hearing that crispness. But as soon as you turn it back on, like that, you automatically get that nice crispness. Now, that's the EQ, that's the top end. So on a vintage EQ unit that comes with the desk, and I'm so sorry, I was hoping to show you on screen, and it just will not let me, and I haven't got a separate camera rigged up. I could do, I suppose, but it would take me a while to set it up. Whilst we're talking, let me just dive in here a second, and I will put that back onto network. And yes, I know I'm live. Thank you very much. Yes, great. I'm not going to watch it on here because I'm already streaming to you, which is good. Give me 2 seconds, and we should be able to I might be able to zoom into the desk itself if this will work for me. Just give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to do that. And if I go down to, where are we? The SRT. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. So let's have a look. I'm going to just fade this across to there. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Stay there a second, guys. What I'm going to do is, it's a very crude clamp device, right? But it will enable me to show you what's going on. If I can very carefully hook it over the phone and then hook it over this stand, this will hold the camera in place. Now it's stopped. That's typical. There we go. Okay, now we're moving again. Brilliant. All right. So just stay there a second, guys. I will be back with you in a moment or two. There we go. Okay. So let me see if I can get that any closer to what we're looking at, which is that setting there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch the treble, the top end, and we're at 5.38 dB, which is the top end at the moment. And if I turn that down, you can hear that's going really dull, okay? Now, if I turn it back up just very slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not too bad. About there is good, and that's coming in at just under negative 38 dB. But like I say, where's the center of it? There we are. So I would prefer to have it a bit more crisp. So I go around about 4 dB above. Okay, that's not over crispness, but it's enough to make a difference. I'm going to go one down now. So this is the high to mid frequencies. And on a proper EQ system, you'll get lots of different channels to be able to play around with this, which is cool. So now we're on 4.29 dB of the mid-range. If I just turn that down, you can notice there's a big difference there in the sound. Can you hear that? And then if I turn that back up again, it's at roughly halfway now. And then we give it a little bit more, so we're up around about 4.54 dB. The next setting on here is the low to mid frequencies. Okay, so if I turn that, you'll notice that it's gone all kind of, oh my gosh, that sounds awful. And that's at negative 16 dB. So if I wind that back up to halfway, what I don't want to do is have too much bass on there anyway, so it's popping and stuff like that, okay? And if I turn it up even further, you can hear that kind of mid-range. That's the low-mid frequencies that you can hear being changed, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad sound, but it's a bit kind of phone-like. So, hello? Yes, thank you for calling. I'm just going to place you on hold, all that kind of jazz. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to turn that back down to about 2.11. Let's have a look here. Just making sure I'm speaking to the front of the diaphragm where the microphone is. And then finally, you've got the low frequencies at the far end. So I've got that at 2.18 dB. And if I crank it up, you'll notice it goes a lot more bassy. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I forget I have my sub turned on underneath the desk. So I'm going to wind the bass down again because I don't particularly want too much bass coming through on the EQ. And we'll talk about bass roll-off in a second, which is another interesting topic. But if I turn it right down, that's lost the lower end completely. So I've got no depth to my voice. It's just, it's nice, but it's not what I'd like. So I bring that back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 2, and that's almost to the center. And let's give it a little bit more. So where are we? 2.94 I've got that set to, which is not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know what? I'm not going to mess any around with that anymore. I'm just going to leave that like it is. So that's the EQ side of things set up. And if I go back to the home page, I've also got on here a gate. Now, Matt and I were talking this afternoon. Let's put me back to main camera. Matt and I were talking this afternoon about he's got this Rodecaster thing, which he's just bought, Rodecaster Pro, whatever it's called, which is a mixer. You can stream with it and all that kind of thing. It's a brilliant mixer. And he was struggling with the gate, and it was picking up a lot of negative kind of background noise, if you will. If I turn my fan on a second, and it warms up, can you hear that? So, and I don't want that. So when I'm talking, what I want to do is have because the compressor is also, if you can notice that the compressor is cutting down the amount of hiss and noise that you can hear from the fan. But listen, if I turn the gate threshold up, have a listen to what happens. Okay, it's now cut out that background hiss, and you only hear that noise when I'm talking. Boom. But it's annoying. So the idea is to try and have as little sound in the room as you possibly can. I know it's difficult these days with computers and laptops that have got fans in and things, but if you can have as less noisy things in the room itself whilst you're doing a live stream or a recorded video, then obviously that's going to help you no end. So I'm going to turn the threshold down again. So you can hear that now. It's really noisy, isn't it? Let's just catch up on some messages here. Matt says you should sell advertising on the cabinets behind you. Shall I show you the cabinets? Hang on a sec. Hang on. Let me turn the fan off for a start. All right. I'm going to play you some music because it's like I feel a bit naked here with no noise going on. So hang on a sec. There we go. Just put that down. That's that's an epidemic sound track that I use on the countdown timer. So behind me, and these are from IKEA. So I've just got them full with lever arch files and box files with last year's accounts and stuff in it. And then over here is the current stuff. So I've got receipts, expenses, DJ bookings, 0 for this year, pretty much. DJ bookings for 2021, new folder. DJ bookings for 2022. I've got 2 bookings so far for 2022. That's incredible, isn't it? Voiceover work. And another folder which I used to do some work for Cool Radio in Spain. This is the voiceover folder. But that's 3 years worth of scripts. Not bad. So just trying to get more of that work, obviously. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to just quickly put another input into Vmix here a second. Let me just put this over this side and you can see what I'm up to. Let's go to desktop. There we go. This is my Vmix setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a picture which I wanted to show you if I can. Let's go add input, image, browse. and I've got them under assets for live streaming because I thought that was the best place to put them, to be fair. Oh yeah, that's quite a good one. I'm going to show you that in a second. So here's a photo that was put at the beginning of lockdown. So as it says, we know this is a really worrying time. We'll always be there, blah, blah, blah. That's me in the middle. My colleague Matt Rogan on the left-hand side. You've got Steve Priestley just to the left of me. To the right is Lucy Ambash, and then Tony Wright at the far end. Now, we were the kind of daytime, nighttime lineup for The Breeze. That's all changed now because The Breeze has been acquired by Bauer Media. Now, Bauer Media are integrating the Breeze network with their greatest hits brand, and of course that's what's happening currently. So I'm being made redundant, and hence the reason for doing more online videos and more voiceover work, hopefully, fingers crossed, wind in the right direction. But I just wanted to show you that in case you'd not seen that before. Some of the people that follow the live stream have not seen that before, so I thought I'd throw that one up there for you. There's another one as well I wanted to show you in a second. Where are we? Let's go to image and browse, and where has it gone? I saw it just now. There it is. Okay, go there. This one was taken in 2016 with the legend that is, James Corden. Look at that. What a great photo. And an airport as well. It was really good. So I thought I'd throw that one up there as well for you, just because I could. Simple as that. I just found it. I thought, well, why not, whilst we're just having a gabble around. Right, let's catch up with some messages then. Dan Woodward says, good evening, Paul. Hello to you, Dan. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's have a look here. Rich says you have a lot more control with studio setup. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You do have a lot more control with the studio setup. Having said that, even with a basic setup, you can get a really good sound out of it. And as long as it's going directly into the computer, which it sounds like yours is, then there's no reason why you can't get a good sound out of it as well. Let's have a look here. Rich vibes. Clang. Name drop. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. Who cares? It's just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. I should have dropped the mic, shouldn't I? But that's going to damage it. Don't ever drop a microphone, by the way. You know when they say, drop the mic and it goes, all this kind of feedback? Yeah. Well, I used to do karaoke at a bar locally in Torquay in Devon. And look, you can see how dented that head has got. Look at that. That's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be round. That's because some idiot decided to go, walk off stage, drop the mic. That is a £90, UK pounds microphone right there. And some idiot dropped it and ruined the hair. I know you can get replacements, but, just gutted. Anyway, the reason, I know I haven't explained that yet, but the reason I've got two microphones in here, guys, is that this one is normally in the booth. Now, let me just show you first of all why I've brought it out of the booth, because I don't want to keep toing and froing between here and the booth, and the camera's staying exactly where it is in front of me, and I'm stood up, which is nice, and I can breathe better, and I can show off my t-shirt as well. These are available on my Teespring merch site, by the way. Quick plug. But no, seriously, look. So this is look at this. Okay, now this is like an acoustic baffle. So it's got like spongy bits here. You can see that's quite flexible. And then it's mounted to a standard microphone stand. On top of the stand, and on top of that bit that's mounted to the stand, you've also got the cradle, which is this zigzag thing. It's got spongy kind of springy elastic bands that are hooked on little hooks there. Zoom in. Yeah, you can see the one on here, like you see. So these are like rubber bands, and they're hooked on various all the way around there. So the same thing with the studio mic, which is on here. And I'm going to swap over now. So I'm going to mute myself here. And then unmute this one. So can you hear the difference? This one is a lot warmer. And the reason for that is it's going through a separate preamp. Now, a preamp just stands for preamplifier. So it's the bit that goes before the amplifier, and it's the bit where you've got the most control. So I've got it going through a separate Behringer, hang on, Ultra Gain Pro. And it's an audiophile valve preamp. It's literally got a valve in the middle of it, and that gets hot. And when it gets hot, it performs better, a bit like an amplifier. And then you get a very warm signal coming through. I'm not going to mess with the settings tonight, but I just wanted to explain that to you, that this has got a much deeper, kind of richer sound. And this goes in the booth, which is also kind of treated with, acoustic tiles, that kind of thing. So you've got some absorption there. It's not, my voice isn't bouncing off of walls and everything and coming back to the microphone, and the microphone's picking that up. If I were to take that off of the stand and just stand in the middle of the room and sing with it, then you'd hear a little bit of reflection. This room's not too bad, to be perfectly honest, because the walls are treated as well. God, the ceiling feels really hot. It's got a concrete roof above it, and that really just kind of retains the heat. It's still warm. That's amazing. Anyway, so I just wanted to demonstrate that microphone against this one. I've also got that going through the mixing desk, and we've also got different sounds and textures, if you like, on there. So if I can reach... Okay, so going with booth mic. Now this is, again, this is the gate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the gate's pretty harsh now. It's cutting off a little bit of my first words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's the gate right off. So you can hear kind of background stuff going on. And if I put the fan back on again, you can hear that quite clearly picking up from the microphone. Yeah? But if I turn the gate up, the threshold of the gate up rather, just on the edge there. And Matt, if you're still on the stream, let's have a look here. Couple mics like that. Yeah. Matthew, if you're still on the stream, this is what I was kind of trying to demonstrate to you earlier on, so that your threshold is... It's just on the edge there. Can you hear that? So occasionally, sporadically, it's picking up that kind of that background noise. And I think that's what's picking up the noise from your fan on your computer, is that the threshold is just slightly not high enough. So the settings I've got that on are negative 51 dB. That sounds like a lot, but it's because it's trying to cut down a lot of that background stuff. I've turned it up a bit more now. So now it's negative 50. Don't forget, the higher you turn it up, the lower the number's going to be, or the closer to 0 it's going to be. See, that's wide open and you can hear everything now. Yeah? And that's roughly negative 48 dB. So that's not picking up any background noise. And when I talk, it's not picking up too much of the background noise as well during the speech. Okay. Turn the fan off again. I'm glad I got the fan behind me, because that's a good way of demonstrating how that gate works. On this particular microphone setting, I've also got a compressor. Now, compressors are great, but there's a lot to learn. So you've got a threshold, and that's the amount of compression that it's dealing with. Okay, mine currently on this setting, if I turn it off. Okay, that's the compressor off now. Listen how weak that is now. I'm talking at my normal volume, okay? But there's no dynamics. There's no richness to it. Sorry to use your name in vain, Rich. But I'm going to put it back on now. Okay, so the compressor's back on. Okay, it's not a completely fierce compression. The ratio is at 2.0 to 1, which is about right. And I've got 12 dB of gain. Now, the idea is that when you compress stuff, you're going to have to have some kind of what they call makeup gain, and that brings the volume back up from all of the compression that you've put onto it. So, if you can picture the wave file is doing this. Okay, this is a wave file left to right. So I should go like that, shouldn't I? So the wave file is doing this when you're talking, up and down, up and down, up and down. But what you're doing when you put a compression on it is you're compressing the top and the bottom, so it's a bit more of an even wave file, okay? You're lifting the quiet bits of the passage, speech or singing, whatever it might be, but you're reducing the harshness, the loudness, if you will. So you're compressing that, excuse me, that particular signal. And if you see that waveform on like a DAW, digital audio workstation, for instance, you'll see that it's so compressed. It's not got the sharp spikes top and bottom that a normal wave file should have. It's actually clipped at the top and at the bottom. Okay, look out for that next time you work with a DAB, digital audio workstation, DAW. Okay. I hope these tips are okay. By the way, drop a comment. By the way, if you're happy with this kind of thing. So look here. I'm dead quiet when you're not speaking. Correct. John says good luck. Thank you very much, John. Rich Vibe says couple mics like that. Yeah. Matt says still here. Good to know. Let's have a look here. It says my compression is at 19.2, negative 19.2 dB. Let me try that. Where are we? That's the gain. Is it? That's the ratio, sorry. So threshold, you've got at 19. There you go. 19. What do you say? 19.2. 19.2. Closest I can get to it is negative 19.38. You see, for me that's too harsh because I'm probably peaking at your end now, and I know for a fact that I'm quite high and the volume is increased because I can see the level meters on my Vmix. So although I like the idea of that, in a second, just try and bring back the chat a second. So yeah, your compression's at negative 19.2. I tend to bring mine down because I don't want to go peaking like that. So I've got mine at negative 25.42 currently. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then he says, let's look if this appears. Yeah, threshold is what gets pushed down. Correct, or is it pushed up too? It's a bit of both, Matt. So, like I say, if you've got a compressor, what it's doing is it's lifting quiet portions of a song or speech-based words, that kind of thing. But it's also compressing the louder bits, the harsher bits. So when you're talking loudly like this, it's really working hard. But when I'm quiet like this, what it does is actually lifts that. Can you hear the difference? So I'm talking closer to the microphone, but a lot quieter, and it's lifting that quiet speech. So if I whisper, it's really bringing it out, which is fantastic when you're doing a voiceover for a commercial. But you really want to emphasize and put emotion into it, because what it's doing is lifting that speech up. And then when you get down here and you're going really excited and you're reading a script and you're really shouting, it's compressing that so you're not peaking. I hope that kind of gives an understanding of what compression is. Do drop a thing in the comments if you like my little acting tutorial there. Who else we got? Just having a look down here. I think we've pretty much said hello to everybody, which is cool. This is at 100% charge now, so that's good. I can unplug that. Less electricity. Let me just swap the mics over, because that's obviously quite a rich sounding mic. I can just get that out of the way for you. And then we're back on this one here. There you go. What a difference. See, you see, I like how this sounds. It's not as bassy as that one, and it's more kind of crisp and top end. So you actually like doing the live stream with this one, and also it's front facing. By the way, you can't see this, and I'm not going to show you. Oh, in fact, have I still got the SRT linked up to the phone? Let's have a look. 2 seconds, guys. Be right with you. Is that still live? No, it's not. Hang on. Okay. This should be live now. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So, yeah. if I'm going to move this over here, you see that bracket? Just there. I can't get it off. I've jammed it on. And what it was holding this microphone stand. You see that? The angle poise one here? This is the microphone stand that this one's on, okay? The one I'm talking to you in. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Oh, I'm such a fool. Sorry, hang on. Right, that's better. Okay, so back to here. This bracket here, I can't get off. It's just jammed. I think I've broken the screw thread or something, and I can't move it. And it was too late to do it before the stream, so I'm going to have to get some pliers on that tomorrow, or a wrench or something like that. Anyway, that was holding this, which is the angle poise microphone stand that you currently hear the microphone that's stood on. Now, there was already a hole there. I'm embarrassed about this because I'm not a woodworker by any stretch. Matt, you're probably going to tell me off. But what I did was I used my drill, made the hole slightly bigger. I didn't want to go too far because it'd be too loose otherwise. And I've put the shank from the stand into that hole. It's only temporary. It is only temporary. I'm going to get a proper holder for it and mount it to the desk. But I just wanted to go through that story because that was driving me nuts about 10 minutes before the stream today, as well as the updates that the computer was trying to do and all that jazz. My goodness gracious. Just such a problem. Hang on, what's going on with this focus? Come on, focus. There you go. That's better. So yeah, it's a bodge job. Look, I've got a couple of coasters underneath the thing. If I let go... So anyway, it's a very temporary kind of elastic band fix. But you get the idea. These things are sent to try us, right? Let's have a look here. I guess my question is, how does the number relate to the pushed down feature and the pushed up feature at the same time? Is it a single number? It is... Let's go back to the compressor again. The rate... It's the ratio... Matt, so I've got a ratio of 2.0 to 1. I think that's what you had on yours as well earlier on as we were doing the test. And it's the ratio between what it's compressing and what it's lifting. The threshold is how much of that signal are you sending to the... it's on the booth. Hang on, that's the wrong. There we go. That's better. So the threshold is the amount that you're letting through. It's a bit like the gate, really, but what it's doing instead is giving you more volume into the compressor, therefore it's working harder, or it's less volume into the mixer, into the compressor rather, and that's then having to work less hard for you. Okay, so I hope that explains what that particular thing meant. So let's do that again. So will that come across there? Yeah, there it is. Rich says, this is brilliant info. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, and by the way, because you're going from the microphone into a DJ mixer into the Mac, I'm just trying to think whereabouts in the audio chain you could put a compressor on. Some software does come with compressors, that's for sure. Vmix that I'm using comes with a compressor, but I don't use it. I'd rather use the stuff in the desk and in my own software if I'm doing some audio production, for instance. So I'd rather not use the compressor that's in the desk, in the Vmix software. So look here. Matt says, it works. You're woodworking. It really doesn't. I'm absolutely hopeless at DIY. Honestly. I'm probably going to have to get my uncle or somebody to help me build a plinth that's about a foot high that raises everything up so I can stand and work rather than sit down and work. That's why I'm still up today. Like, I can move around. I can do the whole, Laria from Live Streaming Pros does the old dancing thing behind the countdown. So she kind of does... Hang on. Let's restart that. Yeah, she kind of does this bit. Oh dear God. Has the music stopped? Hang on. Stop. Thank you. By the way, if you're new to the stream, you don't know who the heck I am, so let's get that on. I'm Paul Webber, this is Love Audio Production. So glad you're here today, and thank you so much for dropping comments into the box. I wonder if there's a compressor that XLR can go into, then output. Yeah, there absolutely is. Rich, the idea of that is you get an out. I don't know if you've got like a racks unit that you take with you on gigs and stuff, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can have a desktop one. There are plenty of, and Behringer's a really good make, by the way, and also very, very inexpensive. So you could get a compressor that your microphone plugs into, and then there'll be an output from the compressor into whatever you want. So that could just be an extra lead, same lead as you're using for the XLR. So your microphone would go into this compressor, the outboard compressor, if you like, and then from the compressor there'll be an out as well that can then go into whatever else you're using. So I hope that makes perfect sense. Sounded good the way I did it. Matt says, "Go, Paul, go." Yeah, not quite as attractive as Luria. I love her hair, by the way. For those of you who don't know, if you're new to the stream, by the way, you want to get involved in live streaming, but you're not entirely sure how to go about it or anything like that. What you can do is listen very carefully. I shall say this probably several times in the next couple of weeks. But what you can do is go to livestreamingpros.com. Okay. Write that down. I should type that in the things. Can I do that from here? No, I can't. I can't do it. But anyway, live streaming pros. See, if I had a mod could stick it in the chat, couldn't they? In fact, Matt, do you want to be my mod for tonight? Can you put the livestreamingpros.com/leader into the chat for me if you're still here? That would be wonderful. I feel like Luria ordering Paul Dixon about and stuff like that. But the idea is that LEADER stands for Live Every Day in. It was April. We did the challenge in April, but they're doing another one for August. Hence the LEDA bit, right? Now, what it is, it's a 31-day challenge for you to go live every day in a private group. So there's no embarrassment. They give you tasks to do each and every day, and it's a great community. A lot of people that are on the stream tonight, in fact, I met through the Live Streaming Pros challenge. So that's really good. And there's still time to sign up. So go to livestreamingpros.com/leader, LEDA. It says you might need to make a mod for the link to show up. I have no idea. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I don't know if I can do that from Vmix Social, but anyway. It should get. I don't know why it doesn't give you the opportunity. Oh, there we go. livestreamingpros.com/leader. Brilliant. Okay, good. Well, that kind of works. What I'll probably do, if you're watching this on a playback, is I will edit the blurb that's underneath here on the chat and under the description of the video, and put that link in there. Make me a moderator on YouTube. Cool. I didn't know you could do that. Woo. I won't do it now because I'll get distracted, but thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate that, and that would be extremely helpful. I know that obviously you're not always on the stream and you've got your own channel to worry about. Matt says, I need more privileges on my channel. Yes, you probably do. And I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can monetize the channel. But anyway, my first, and by the way, if you're on stream, by the way, and I know that you're on there and you've liked it and everything else, but if you could spread the word, I'm now up to 77 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much. But I need to get to 100 in order to get a custom URL. So it'll then say youtube.com/Love Audio Production. So if you can spread the word for me, that'll be absolutely wonderful. And yeah, right click my name in the change and choose make mod in the chat. Oh, cool. Right click my name in. Oh, okay, hang on. I might be able to do that. This is all on the fly, ladies and gents. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, as a subscribe button right there. Let me go here. Right click. Does not allow me to do that, Matt. Right click. Open a new tab. No, that's not going to work. I don't think I can do it on the studio. I think I have to do it on the live thing. So hang on a sec. How's the quality of the stream, by the way? It says it's quite good on on YouTube. So that's good. Where are we? YouTube. This might make a noise as it plays the opening jingle. I don't know why it does that, even for me. Microphone settings. Here we go. Okay. This might make a noise as it plays the opening jingle. Hang on, let me turn the sound down because you can hear myself coming back. Myself coming back. Microphones. All right, here we are. I'm in the chat now. So if I go right click, no, that's not going to work. It just says open image in new tab, save image as, copy image. Do that hover on YouTube, not Vmix. Yeah, I am. Doesn't work. Doesn't work, Matt. I'm hovering over your name and it doesn't work. There's a triple dot menu. Oh, hang on. It's on the right hand side. Okay. Add moderator. All Things YouTube is now a moderator for your channel. We're a go. Say something. Let me know if it comes up as a spanner. Triple dot. Yeah, got that. It's to the right hand side of the thing. Yes, there it is, guys. As easy as that. I never knew that. You see, allthingsyoutube.com is where you need to go if you want to learn everything about YouTube as a channel, and it's just brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. Woohoo! Says Matt. I've got to hang on. I've got to put that on the. All I'm doing is just sending the relative chats to the stream, which is a lot better than it all coming in and confusing me no end. So at least I've got a choice over what comes up as the chat. That's the beauty of that. All right, who have we got watching? Got 5 watching. Why? Should have 58 watching. That'd be lovely. I'm only kidding. It's good to have you along. John says, well, I'm learning stuff about audio and YouTube streaming thanks to All Things YouTube. You're absolutely right. John, thank you very much indeed for your comment. I mean, in fact, bung that on screen because that's a good one. There we go. Excellent stuff. I mentioned my Teespring site earlier on. If you go to teespring.com/Love Audio's merch site or store, can't remember what it is, then then you'll see this. And as you can see, I have the t-shirts. Ta-da! Oh, you can't see that. What am I doing? That's what I meant to show you. Ta-da! The real one. Instead of looking at something on the screen like that. But as you can see, pretty cool. Nothing on the back, just a plain I Love Audio on the front. And then go back to the store itself and you'll see the mugs. I haven't got a mug yet. I'm going to order one. Watch out for Callie in... Now that link worked. Hang on a sec. You can see it. That web address correct. That's a good question. Wait, I don't even know what that means. Get rid of that. But yeah, look at that. In various colours. I've got to get a mug, haven't I? So when I'm drinking my coffee, which really I do need. And this is the longest I've been on stream, so that's really cool. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. Basically, Callie, who's part of livestreamingpros.com, has purchased one of these. How cool is that? So very soon, when she starts her leader challenge in August, Matt, this will appeal to you and also to John, who's in the house as well. She's going to be wearing her I Love Audio t-shirt from, on occasions. No doubt she'll be wearing an LSP one as well, but she's supporting the cause. And the profit margin, by the way, is pretty cool. So, yeah, it was good to know. really good to know. And she specifically sought out the link and everything else. So I was really pleased about that. So thank you very much indeed, Callie. Love you. All right. Do you know what? I've run out of things to say, but I hope today has been really useful for you with regards to the microphone setup. And I'm sorry I couldn't show you on screen with that software, but I will investigate why that's not appearing on screen. It's probably something I've not clicked or not, not completed or whatever it might be. And also next week's YouTube. Oh, look, Sammy's just popped in. Sammy! Hey, everyone. Boom, look at that. Sammy, do you love that? Doing it on a tablet, look at that. How cool is that? Da, 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 da. Sending your comments to the screen. Brilliant stuff. Matt also says hi. And that should come back in. He says. Social. There we go. Hey, everyone. Sammy, thanks for joining. We're about to wrap things up, but listen, cool. Thank you so much indeed. Vmix for life. Yeah, listen, I just want to tell you a quick story. My Vmix trial, right? I've had, believe it or not, they've given me 90 days trial. It was initially 60, then they extended it to 90, which was fantastic. My Vmix trial, let me tell you, runs out at midnight tonight. Can you believe that? We got away with it. But what that means is I'm going to have to fork out $350 tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm stuck with one overlay. So, like one, like that. That's all I could do. I can't do that or that at the same time. Not that you'd want to, but I'm just thinking, what does that mean? Is it one overlay period or just one at a time that you can only bring in? That's what I want to know, which is quite interesting. $350, you still get the 4 overlays that are currently on here. So if I go back to my desktop, you've got 4 buttons in the middle. Let's just do that. So the first one is the chat. I'm doing this with a mouse, by the way, not the Stream Deck. So that's 1. And then on 2, you've got my name, which I created in what's it called? Videos. VIDDYOZE. And then on the third one, you've got my Patreon thing, which is patreon.com/Love Audio Production. That's a way that you can support the channel if you wish. And then on the fourth one, it's got the subscribe button. And that's just because I've assigned that to those buttons. But with the basic package you get, and it's not even HD, it's SD, so standard definition, and you only get something ridiculous like 4 inputs. Hang on, we'll have a look, shall we? Let's put this over this side. And let's put this over here. Da-da-da-da. Let's go here. And what I'm going to show you is vmix.com. Like so. And so we'll go to purchasing. Comparison table. So the free version, you get 4 inputs, 2 NDI or camera inputs, and it only streams at 768 by 576. So that's square. With the basic HD, which is only $60, you get 4 inputs. And I've got like 20 running, so that's impossible. 3 camera and NDI inputs, and maximum resolution 1920 by 1080, which is cool. You only get 1 overlay channel though. See that? Hopefully you're seeing what I can see. Hang on, Vmix. Yeah, so, and blah. And then down here, it doesn't even include Vmix Call, right? So the next one up is HD. It's $350 US. You get 1,000 inputs. Why you'd need 1,000, I really don't know, do you? And then you get 1,000 camera NDI inputs. What? How? What are you going to do? Film a stadium or something? It doesn't make sense. The jump between that and that does not make sense. Because that's $60, that's $350. And then you jump up to $700 when you go to 4K. And then the Pro is $1,200 US. And you still only get 4 overlay channels. The comparison just doesn't, to me, it doesn't add up. But hey, so yeah, that'll be a purchase that's coming soon. Thank you very much. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap things up because my voice is killing me. I need a drink. Let's just make sure we've covered all the comments. What's an overlay? Oh, please. An overlay is... You're only saying that because you want me to do it again, don't you? Look. Hey, everyone. An overlay. There you go, Matt. What's an overlay? That's an overlay that's just come in. No hands. See? Where were you talking about her from LSP? Well, because she's bought a t-shirt. She's bought my I Love Audio t-shirt. Which is cool. Yes. So she's my best friend right now. One overlay period. Yeah, you're right. So we looked at that comparison, didn't we? What else? 350. How many overlays does that buy? 4. Same as before. But listen, if you go to if you do multi-view, it doesn't apply to you, Matt, because you've got Ecamm on a Mac. But if I go over here and go to desktop, if you, for instance, if you go to, let me think how I can do this. If I go to here, the settings for this particular channel, and I go to multi-view, you've got up to 10 different layers that you can add, and the furthest away is the furthest back. So I've got a white transparency, which is giving you the kind of transparency on the countdown. I've got the main camera and pretty much nothing else. But I could also add all sorts of other things in there if I wanted to, up to 10 as a total overlay. All right. You can also choose any one of these kind of layouts as well, which is pretty cool. So if you have multiple kind of cameras, I guess you could want to set up this 1, 2, 3 to 9 kind of settings there. But me, I just kind of stick with the first one, which is number 1. But yeah, multi-view gives you a whole load of options. You've also got triggers, which you can fire off. And that doesn't work, by the way. It does not, on completion, it does not cross zoom to the main camera, let me tell you. So I've got to look at playing with the triggers on that, because it just does not work. All right. We are firing on all cylinders here tonight, aren't we? It's 9 o'clock, guys, in the UK. 4 o'clock in the eastern side of America. 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Pacific. I don't know where you are, Sammy, what time it is where you are, but let's have a look at, what does he say? I've got a PC for Vmix for $500, but it was $800. That's a pretty good deal. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Always out for a bargain. Yeah. Sammy says, what? Wait, she did? Yeah, she absolutely did, and paid full price as well. Do I have the LSP workshop? Yes, I do. Sammy's in New Jersey. That's pretty cool. Let's bring that in. Yeah, I'm a subscriber of the workshop. So overlay in Vmix is like scenes. Let me think. Let me go back to desktop. In Vmix, you can see this on the left-hand side is my preview screen, and on the right-hand side is the thing that's going out to the stream. Now, what we have is a preset. So this particular preset is called main. Now, I can have as many of those as I like for different, what you would call scenes, I guess. But everything I bring in are assets, if you like, is what Luria calls it. Assets are all of these things down the bottom screen here that I'm moving around. You see those? So I've got, and they're in no particular order, by the way, like David likes to line them up in different colours. I'm not that organised. Look, I've got my main camera, okay? And if I want to quick play that, I can just go like that. I've also got my intro. If I restart that, you'll see that playing in the preview window. Okay, which is pretty cool. Then I've got my camera zoom. So that's not that, but that. So it just zooms in a bit, all right? So just a close-up version of me, really. Pretty basic, but it cuts the top of my head off, so it's not really good. Then you've got the desktop capture. Oh my gosh. Then you've got the countdown timer. And because the countdown timer is in several pieces, all I need to do is put that in there and restart that to get it back to 2.00. The music that I've got is embedded within the countdown timer. I'm not going to play it for you because it won't thingy. And then I've got my end screen, which is what I'm going to say goodbye for in a minute, which if I play that now for you, you'll see that. Main camera. Sammy says, I see 25. The max was 4. No, the 4 are the overlays. So the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle of the screen are overlays. 25, you can have 1,000 of those on Pro. I've got 26 there at the moment. These are assets, or inputs as we call them on Vmix, okay? So that's fine. I've got plenty there, and with the $350 upgrade, then you know that's I still end up with 1,000. So there's no way in the world I'll ever use 1,000. But the overlays that I mentioned, the number of overlays relates to that centerpiece there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the basic $60 one, you only get one of those. So you can only have that and nothing else. So you'd have to change it every time to bring something else in, like that, for instance. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Where are we? We're coming to the end of this now. Overlay in Vmix is like scenes in Ecamm. So I think the overlays are just the overlays, you know, the kind of lower thirds and stuff. So the assets or the inputs that I talk about are similar to your scenes. Okay. Or maybe it's a preset. So the preset is the scene, and then the inputs are assets within that scene. I don't know the terminology for Ecamm, which is on the Mac, of course, so it's slightly different. And I'm sure that Matt, All Things YouTube, will be able to sort you out with that particular tutorial. Rich Vibes says, "Thanks very much indeed, Paul. Going to go look for a compressor now." Yeah, you do that, man. And let me know how you get on. They are quite reasonably priced. Have a look on Amazon or eBay and things like that. You will definitely find a good one, particularly like, you know, brands like Behringer. PreSonus do some as well separately, I think, but you know that might be a bit more expensive for you. But have a look around. Let me know how you get on, and we'll maybe report back on next week's stream. By the way, next week's stream, the software I use, which is PreSonus Studiolive, it's currently up to 4.6. I am upgrading to PreSonus Studiolive, PreSonus Studio 1 5. So confusing. So I'm upgrading Vmix. I'm also upgrading my PreSonus Studio 1 software. So next week's show will be all about the new software, opening the box up from scratch. And hopefully it'll integrate, and I'll be able to bring in all my songs and stuff like that that you'll be able to see on screen. So it won't be so much out in the field. And by the way, I didn't mention this last time, and I was going to do it and I forgot all about it. So Matt, my apologies, because we did talk about it before the stream. I was going to talk about inside the box and outside the box. Okay. Now, mixing inside the box is using software like PreSonus Studio 1. It's like using Audacity, Adobe Audition, Pro Tools, Logic, GarageBand to a certain extent. Whatever you do on the computer is called mixing in the box, okay? Whatever you do on a mixer, as in, hang on, as in, he says, where's it gone? Where's it gone? As in the mixer, right? That's called out of the box. So mixing out of the box is using the mixer, like that, okay? Mixing inside the box is using software, which we'll talk about on Monday next week. I'm going to be probably midweek posting the reminder for you on YouTube for that particular live stream, because I think it's very important. There's a lot of people out there that have got Studio One and they may be looking to upgrade from 4.6 to version 5. So I think it's a great opportunity for me to kind of talk that through from a beginner's point of view. So I'm going to go through that next week and hopefully you can join me on that. But listen, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We've gone way over time. It's gone beyond an hour, which is brilliant. And thank you for sticking with it for so long. Look forward to seeing your streams. Don't forget to let me know where you're going to be. Studio Geek 32, did you get a better tripod? No, it's the same one. Where are we? Hang on. No, it's the same one. Sammy, look, hang on. I'm going to move that up. Let's see if I can do that. Hang on. Just stay there a sec. Don't go away. Is that it? Yeah, there you go. See that? It's flickering because of obviously the lighting and stuff like that. But I've got that tripod thing wrapped its legs around the tripod for the light. That's my other light over there with the umbrella behind it. See that? There's the mic. There's the studio. You've seen that before. There's me. It's behind the scenes. Look at that. How cool. Wait. All right. That's the back of the room, which is what you can see on the other side. Oh, you can't. Why am I doing that? I do that every time, and I can't show you. Hang on. Fade. Right. So back to square one. Sammy, sorry. You said get a better tripod. No, look. The existing tripod, I fixed the leg, and I've wrapped the 3 legs around this lighting tripod. Which is pretty cool. So no, I didn't get a better one. I just adapted the existing one. So there we go. Alrighty, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much once again, and I'm going to go and get a drink because I am absolutely thirsty, like you wouldn't believe. So listen. Stuff in the description of this video, you'll find a link to the gear that I use. Sammy says, great stream, man. Thank you very much indeed for that, Sammy. Much appreciated. Great stream, man. Send. There we go. I'm gradually getting more control over things, hopefully. And once I get it to the right level, because I'm stood up tonight, once I get it to the right level, I'll be able to operate stuff a lot more smoother than it currently is. But you guys keep distracting me, which is not a bad thing, and I like that. But what I was going to say was, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say, to be honest. Oh, yeah. So in the description of this video, you'll find a link to the gear that I use, and also a link to the Teespring site for the T-shirts and the mugs, and also a link to Epidemic Sound. And if you click that link for a 30-day trial, you'll be helping me out no end, all right? So if you're thinking about Epidemic Sound, click on the link in the description in the video, and it'll certainly help the stream and everything else, all right? So we'll see you next week. Thanks very much indeed, John. Thanks to Sammy. Thank you to Rich. Thank you to Dan Woodward. Thank you to Matt Haas. I'll be catching your stream later on. Take care, guys. See you soon.
Love audio.